Hello, good evening to you all. I hope you're doing well. And how was your day? Were you beaten by the rain today? I hope not. And if you were beaten by the rain today, then I'm sorry about that. It also showers of blessing. Let us take it like that, okay? Okay, so this evening I have put in these things together just to come and share with you all, especially anytime I take the dietary recall and also just to get the perceptions and understanding or the nutritional knowledge of most of my patients or clients. I realize that most of us don't know much about our dietary fats, and sometimes we mix them, what is good and what is bad, together. And so this evening, I will be switching today, because most of us also are not very good with the English. So I'll just be mixing them up. So mostly when I take the dietary recall, I realize that quite a lot of uh, my patients or clients mix them up, as I just said. So today or this evening, I just want to talk about saturated fat. Okay. So I'm not going to go into the biochemistries. I'm not going to bore you with all what it does and all that. But with this picture, especially the one at my far right with the blood, it's a vessel, and you can see that there are clots, okay, within the vessel, and this yellowish, brownish, I don't know whether to say dark brown or something, okay, within. And this tells us that whether the artery is being narrowed by fats, bad fats, okay. So this takes me to why we shouldn't take saturated fat. But you ask me that what is saturated fat? You can say saturated fat as a training anything. Okay, so I've just gathered this and let's go together. So you can saturated fat. Okay, number one, it is typically solid at room temperature. What is you another? Boom. And we be a udia. Ebi wɔ hɔ koraa na ɛyɛ wɔn nsa ho. Wasa nkwan na wanom awie no, wobɛhu sɛ ayɛ wɔn nsa ho. Okay, it is typically solid at room temperature. And number two, they are found in animal-based foods. You know, most of the fat here may can say, edda, and it would see what ada and I say, go, how did you and chibiana down some? Most of the times, yɛnyɛ fi yɛ beef mu yɛ pork mu yɛ akokɔ skin no ho wɔn ɛna yɛfrɛ no sɛn milk bi anaasɛ fantefoɔ bɛsɛ milk milk bi a yɛfrɛ wɔn full fat dairy product, okay, ɛna nkosua ɛna san so no yɛ tropical oils such as yeah, coconut oils and palm oil. Sometimes to the processing is the issue. Okay, it's most of the time, send your more oils in increase the saturation of fat. Say yes, yeah. It's my more typical example. It's the examples of sources of fat, saturated fat in our daily diet are these. The butter, the margarine. Let's look at this food, okay? This one, for example, a lot of people are eating, even children, okay? And sometimes I borrow these words from my professor in the in school. He once said to us, "Nutrition insult, okay, takes time. You wouldn't see the consequences now." Okay, nti no ɛba nkakra 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 but ɛdɛ bɛka ho ato hɔ no wate asɛ nti na ɛsɛ yɛhwɛ yɛduanedie mu yie, especially nduane a yɛdi. For example, ɔmo manage ɔmo weight, yɛtry sɛ ɔmo so bɛte ne adeɛ no, we are trying to tell you to stay out of saturated fat because it becomes very difficult for us to manage the weight when you are into this food. And yɛnhwɛ like said these noodles filled with fats, you get it, those things, the cheese and all those things, contains high amounts of saturated fat. And then if you all see me, quite di boom, was in a body, and they would di boom. Na yɛnhwɛ na ɔde ngo kɔkɔɔ ne paa bebree de ayɛ den de egu so. All these things can increase your total cholesterol, which sometimes bring high risk for certain disease condition. Yɛnhwɛ nam yɛ mu adeɛ. Yɛn nkurɔfoɔ bi wɔ hɔ a wɔkɔ outside to eat. They normally want the intestines, the offal. You get it? So dɛm nam yɛ mu adeɛ no ɛmboa wo. It's not going to help you because most of them contains high amounts of these saturated fats we are talking about. And I mean, some stews like this, you get it? Some soup like this, like you go for your rice boy, mutu pane, and katem kwang on. What you say, hey, where they need to mean jano, but I say, who say, and katiano, and bunny wo in nisono can be bad for your health. You get what I'm saying? And I can still do a honey boom, and crewman, quina, and answer for you no more here no, when some way increasing the total amount of fat, no matter say palm oils and all that. Sometimes the processing can increase the amount of the saturated fat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are some of the common health issues with saturated fat? Number one, it increases your risk of heart disease. And research studies have made us understand that those with type 2 diabetes, okay, have 2 to 4 risk of heart disease when you are in taking saturated fats. Yeah, I say, no more, more mujambroso hypertension and all that. Increment in taking of saturated fat can really end you up getting complicated heart diseases. So we should be very careful about that. And it also affects weight control. So more decent na ngwa na ye mu cho se na me kire ye. Wobon say ye manage omo weight no mo pese omo so te omo ye exercise ne de keka ho won. Nanso no na aduane no omo di no. As I say, it has desaturated fat and it results in poor weight control. And this who say weight is high weight, especially a BMI that is around overweight and also obesity is a risk factor for quite a lot of chronic conditions. I say yeah, actually, but I say. And I chance to know poor dietary management of nutrition related chronic disease. And Hannah me person me can one same be by and chain as a chro Indiana say woody. Na you making agreements to what we should be eating, what we should be putting away and all that. Yen try your best. Meaning say sometimes on a day, sometimes it becomes very difficult to uh, 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 go through all these things. But let's take good measures, good steps. Send an amateur on. And your man on the day. Yes, say wow. Yes, oh yeah, we film. It's not going to help you. So, and the last one is death. So if we are not controlling you, if you are not helping us to help you, what happens is that your disease condition can be worsened, and if you don't take care, you just have to meet the Lord in glory. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to get to that end. So that's why we have to be very careful with this saturated fat that may come as in the yɛnhwɛ recommendation nneɛma a yɛde gu akwan sɛ yɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi reduce saa saturated fat ɛwɔ yɛduane mu. In 2023, yɛnya some document bi a ɛkyerɛ Ghana for aduane a ɛsɛ yɛdi. So quite the Ghana National Food-Based Dietary Guidelines was launched 2023 just to give us a guideline as to what we should eat. We're a guideline. Okay, so it means that sometimes, depending on your condition, the dietitian can either reduce even the quantity. What the American say? It's just a guideline for a normal Ghanaian. What should we eat? I get it. So, how much to eat? So we are saying that use 1 serving of healthy oils each day. Underline word healthy oil, not saturated fat. Much less saturated fat. It is not healthy for you. So healthy oils, and I'll show you what are the healthy oils. Okay, for example, the olive oil is healthy. This nuts and seeds oil, they are very healthy. And I say a serving of vegetable cooking oil is equivalent to 1 tablespoon or 1 eating spoon plus half. What is the American say? You know, yes, say in a whole day, the whole day, no, for tablespoon back as your oil. Yes, yes, say because it's going to help you. You will be more hot on fine, especially like your friend light soup. No more the beef, makoto beef na and one no more the egum. Because they want the oily substance on top of the soup. It is not going to help you. You'll be koto kotoje. Koto mpɛ mekanam yɛ mu adeɛ ne adeɛ no de gum just to enjoy the fat. Please, let's be very careful. You get what I'm saying? How to use it? Nti ɛde angwa. Adeɛ a ɛsɛ yɛhu ne sɛ yɛnhwɛ angwa a yɛde si hɔ anyɛ den ɛnda. But another thing too is that the food processing industries, they know how to get us. Those of us who know how to read food label, read the food label, and check the degree of saturation. Okay, whether it's unsaturated fats and also such as the monounsaturated or the polyunsaturated, when you see that it is a lot. I think another time I'll take you through how to read the food labels and all that. But once a saturated fat was through Bibria, and yes, I will toss sound. What I say, into food processing industries in the Bibria, no, or when you say young packing kind, you know, more year bar, no, yes, no more year bar. It's young read, yeah, it's me reading, won't you read your map? Alarm so in reading. Now, young limited fat, I say, at that. What I say, it's young gonna add down. Let us try our best to limit them, and it's going to really help us. Okay. So, what are some of the other things we can do? Number one, young pine, say young cotton quine, and most of the time, per se, I normally advise my patients and my clients to say for cotton quine or ben quine. I say we dino just once a while, okay? Tibiting once every 2 weeks or once a month, yeah. But we this one make sure say what trim me in young one in if you so. What the American say, And another one, we can go for low fat milk or fat free milk. Yes, I say. But those full creamy milks in there, and then non-dairies, full creamy in there. Let's be very careful about that. Okay. In a town, akoko. Oh, we akoko thigh na yes, akoko thigh ni and the breast of the chicken too is very good. But we should take off the skin, okay? The skin contains high amounts of saturated fats. Let us take them away. And idea everything I'm gonna say, yeah, let us go for the reddish part, okay? And most of the time, I say, lean meat, okay? Go for the lean meat. As I say, visible fat, sometimes buying yellow or white patches, okay? Try and remove those fats away. Now, and it sounds, try to increase your consumption of tree nuts, such as the almond nuts, the cashew nuts, the baobabs, and the seeds, such as the baobab seeds and all that. Try say agushimone melon seeds. Try say verde. You be DM. You de beka ye indiane ho. Ne yedi. Yeah, Martin the American say. So these are some of the healthy tidbits I bet me adopt here. Ebetimi aboyema, we can do away with the saturated fats. Na ama yedi an so yedi a yeni bɛyɛ ebeje. What did the American say? And no me de see her. Another time I'm going to come on your way and then share other tidbits for you. I pray God be with you and God keep you. Thank you very much.